How's everybody doing? It is almost July 4th. It's going to be that time of year again. It is June 27th right now. And, well, I wasn't able to get $1,200 of wholesale fireworks, 10 cases, 15, 20 cases, whatever, like we have in the past. Because right now I have my sights set on buying a new car, so that kind of takes priority money-wise. And sadly, I'm not independently wealthy. But I was able to go in with a couple buddies of mine and pick up some fireworks because it's just not this time of year without fireworks. And surprisingly, we went through all of the fireworks we bought wholesale last year. So didn't think it was going to happen, but we have nothing left over now except for bottle rockets, firecrackers, and some miscellaneous things we have. So a buddy of mine had some leftover fireworks from a show he did last year with about $3,500 worth of wholesale fireworks, and he decided to sell me a case at a very fair price because he's trying to liquidate it so he could get some new stuff. He actually bought a case of new shells that I found out were so good I might end up buying a case of later this summer. But he bought the case of these shells for I think $210 or $220, whatever they were. He sold them to me for $150 with 2 cakes extra. So I have 3 boxes each of these Black Knight shells. They're actually packed like Black Mambas, not Excals. They have the effects on the back. All the shells are labeled. I heard very good things about them. Obviously, they're not Pro shells or Excaliburs or the Mega Banger shells or the Beowulf shells or any of those ones, but they're pretty damn close. I mean, all these 60-gram canister shells are comparable. The noise on them is, I mean, if you have incredible ears, maybe it's recognizable, but it's not. It's very, very similar. So these are what the shells look like. I was very skeptical when I saw the fuse coming out the top because I know some shell companies do this thing where they put ball shells inside the canisters to make them look bigger, and I'm like, oh shit, why have you a ball shell? So I was skeptical. I never bought them before, so I opened them up, and yeah, in fact, they were 60-gram tight pack canister shells. They are not ball shells. The one thing that aggravates me a little bit. At least I paid barely $25 a box. I didn't even pay that much for them actually. So retail they're $65, $50 in some places, whatever. Even wholesale, I think they're $32 or $32 to $37 a box. So my purchase I was fine with it. But they come with cardboard tubes. That pissed me off a little bit. For a shell kit like this with canister shells that powerful, that's a big no-no. These shells are going to blow that tube to pieces if someone loads them upside down. But these are very hard to load upside down, because of that fuse coming out the top. So it goes in like this, and it says this side up. So if you miss that, man, don't even bother. But anyway, these are the shells I got this year. This one has an S on top because I actually spiked this shell with about 3 or 4 grams of flash powder right in the middle of the break. So this one should break a lot harder and look really nice. That's what's the effect on it actually? Red pistol with crackling. So with a hard break, that should look real nice. But this is how they're packed. They're packed actually just like the Black Mambas. I have 3 boxes of Black Knights, and as much as the Pro shells are my favorites, I have a long love of Black Mambas. That was my first canister shell kit, and I still like them. The breaks aren't quite as big as the Excals and everything else. All the new shells coming out, but the effects are still unrivaled. This and the other one with the scrambling comets, the waves. The blue stars are very good in both these kits. The color-changing brocades, the falling leaves are great. It's a lot of people just like the power burst shells, but I have salute shells for the noise, and I can spike shells to get a bigger burst, and I can make my own shells, which I do. So, to me, the effects in boxes like this are really what sets them aside, in my opinion. So I have a soft spot for Black Mambas. I think they're just as loud as any of those shells. The burst might just not be quite as forced when it comes out. But symmetrical-wise, the first few years they made these, they were a little unsymmetrical, but as the years have gone on, the bursts have gotten, on all the canister shells, really have improved and gotten pretty symmetrical. I mean, occasionally, you'll get a burst that's a half circle or whatever, it is. But, and a lot of canister shells, too, have a more oval-style burst just because it's coming out of a canister, not out of a ball. But they're all pretty good. I really have no complaints, and when I'm shooting one at a time, it's usually either spike shells or homemade shells. Usually I use these box shells for my finales, which, sometimes I time them, but usually when I time them, I use big cakes, so you get those nice symmetrical breaks. Usually I use 1 3/4 inch shells for Sky Puke. So it doesn't matter how symmetrical the brakes are. It's filling up the sky with color, and it's a lot of noise, it's a lot of flashes, and that's what counts. So I'm fine with that. So I got 3 boxes of each of these. You see them down the bottom there. I also, my friend threw in 2 cakes. One's this tiny little 200-gram Happy New Year. I've never seen this cake. It's a Glorious brand product. I'm trying to think who the hell sells Glorious, man. The only place that I know that sells a well-known place is Kellner's Fireworks in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure who else sells this brand. I'm not really sure where he got it. Cute little cake, little 6 or 7 shot cake maybe. I don't know. We'll see what it does. Maybe I'll make some salutes out of these. We'll see. But then we have this other cake, which might be a mislabeled cake. It might be a salute cake. So I ripped the label off so it couldn't be distinguished. I don't even remember what the name of it is, to be honest. That's your graphic. If you can figure it out by the graphic on the top of that cake, good luck. It did have a performance label on it, which had nothing to do with salutes, but a lot of these cakes tend to be miswrapped. I'll tell you that because they try to slip them in, and a retailer can make more money off those cakes. But either way, it should be a nice cake. It's got some colors on it, and I'll probably alter it a little bit. They're decent diameter too. I mean, it's a 16-shot cake. Each of these are about a 1-inch inside diameter tube, so that's a pretty good shot for a 16-shot cake. It's really not bad. No, it's about the same as a lot of them. Anyway, I'll pack these back up. But I was gonna do a test tonight, but it's storming like hell here, so we won't be testing them out. I was actually gonna test the Black Knights because I never shot them before. I was gonna test the spike shell versus the regular shell. But anyway, guys. That's what we got this year. We have 1 case, 120 shells, 2 cakes, and a lot of salutes still coming. So we'll see. I might actually end up getting another case of fireworks this year. We'll see how it goes over the course of the summer. But keep looking for new videos. Stay tuned, and hopefully, if this damn weather clears up and the skies stop opening up every day, we'll get out there and we'll start shooting soon. So I got that coming for you. I got a few professional displays coming for you. And all right, guys, everyone, have a happy, safe 4th of July, and I'll see you soon.